Everybody, welcome to the Board of Education meeting for this evening. The meeting is now called to order. Could you take the roll call?
Mrs. Becker.
Yes, here.
Mrs. Chu.
Here.
Mrs. Howard.
Here.
Mrs. Lax. Mr. McAvoy.
Here.
Mr. Phillipsek.
Present.
Mrs. Shaw.
Here.
Mr. Simmons. President Cohen.
Here. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The New Jersey Open Public Meeting Law was enacted to ensure the right of the public to have advance notice of and to attend the meetings of public bodies of which any business affecting their interests is discussed and acted upon. In accordance with the provisions of this Act, the East Brunswick Board of Education has caused notice of this meeting to be published by having the date, time, place thereof placed at the Board of Education offices located here at 760 Route 18, East Brunswick, New Jersey. Written notice is also provided to the Sentinel, the Newark Star Ledger, the Home News and Tribune, and the Municipal Clerk of East Brunswick on July 7th, 2015. All Board of Education meetings, with the exception of the executive session discussions, are videotaped for later broadcast. It is the policy of this Board of Education that videotape meetings are not edited for any purpose. Individuals who speak at the Board's public meetings should be aware of these videotaping rules. We'll start this evening, as usual, with our Superintendent's report. Dr. Valesky.
Thank you, Dr. Cohen. Good evening. First, I would like to congratulate the three incumbents on their successful re-election to the Board of Education. We are very pleased to have Vicki Becker, Kevin McAvoy, and Meredith Shaw with us for another term. The high school marching band proudly held their 33rd annual marching band competition on Saturday, October 24th at East Brunswick High School's J. Doyle football field. This competition attracted 16 bands from high schools throughout the region. The competition concluded with a performance from our EBHS marching band, followed by a presentation from the marching band seniors and their families. Supported by our volunteer parents and friends, this marching band competition is their most important event of their season. Congratulations to our fall sports teams as they finish GMC tournaments and move into the States. The girls' soccer team lost a 1-0 game in the GMC final and beat New Brunswick in the first round of states. Today they traveled to Hunterdon Central, where, in spite of a valiant effort, they were not the victors. Our boys' soccer team lost a heartbreaker in the GMC semifinal, but bounced back after the first round of states on Wednesday by winning in penalty kicks. They will now play Friday at Princeton. Girls tennis crowned three-time GMC champion Jen Chen, who finished in the top 8 in the state tournament. Football awaits their playoff fate. A big win this Friday versus Monroe would mean an advance to the states. Overall, it's been a good season, and we are expecting great things this winter from our athletes. The student athletes of the month of October have been named and posted on our website. Congratulations to all. The high school fall drama production of A Midsummer Night's Dream will run Friday, November 20th and Saturday, November 21st, starting at 7 p.m. in the high school auditorium. On Sunday, November 22nd, the show will start at 3 p.m. Tickets can be purchased online at ebhsdrama.org. The Board of Education members, as well as Mr. Giuliano and Mr. Leopold, and I attended the annual school boards conference last week. I am pleased to report that the required board training sessions were completed at the conference. American Education Week is November 16th through November 20th. This week highlights the importance of providing every child a high-quality education. Wednesday, November 18th, will be Parent Visitation Day in all of our schools. You can find information about Parent Visitation Day, including specific visitation times, on the district website at ebnet.org. Next Thursday, November 12th, the East Brunswick Board of Education will formally dedicate the East Brunswick Performing Arts Center at Hammersholt Middle School as the new Joanne Magistro Performing Arts Center. The dedication ceremony will begin at 7:30 p.m. at Hammersholt Middle School. In addition to recognition by selected individuals, student performances will be highlighted at this evening's event. A reception will immediately follow the dedication ceremony. The public is welcome to share in and witness this exciting event. While the buildings were closed yesterday, school was in session for all of our teachers. Teachers at grades 6 through 12 collaborated on the use of technology to enhance instruction. At the elementary schools, all teachers learned how to implement creative whole group instructional strategies to support struggling learners. Recently, I sent a communication to the East Brunswick community about the release of statewide park data from the Department of Education. We have developed a presentation designed to assist parents in interpreting their children's individual results once they are released. This presentation will be discussed at PTA meetings and upcoming faculty meetings at each school. I would like to share it with you now.
The park assessment, administered for the first time in 2015, will provide important information about your child's progress in school. Let's look at the work done to develop and score the park assessment.
Last spring, more than 5 million students took new state tests called PARC. PARC stands for the Partnership for Assessment of Readiness for College and Careers. As its name implies, the tests, developed by teachers, college faculty, and content experts within the PARC states, have the central goal of providing valid and reliable information about student achievement to better prepare all students for success at the next grade level and for college and careers once they graduate from high school.
We often get asked the question, well, what's the purpose of all of this? And I'd say first and foremost, it's to provide feedback to teachers, to school administrators, to help improve their instructional program.
To provide clear information, it is important that the numerical scores students receive on the test are easily understandable. What does a score of 765 or 683 mean? To make sense of the scores, the states that make up PARC have created 5 performance levels to report the extent to which students have met grade level expectations.
We've given the test, we've scored the test, and now our job is to bring educators back together to say, how good is good enough? How much do you need to demonstrate your learning on this test to know that we can be confident about your moving on to the next level of instruction?
Setting performance levels means determining the number of points students must earn on a test in order to have their performance classified at a particular performance level. Over 200 teachers, higher education faculty, and content experts were selected by their states to participate in a rigorous process of setting the levels over the summer.
The process begins with a lot of training and familiarization with the test itself. The first step is the educators sit and they take the test and they score it. They score their own test. What they do is they look at each question and they ask themselves this question: should a student at this particular performance level be able to answer this question correctly? So they do that item by item, and by associating different questions with the performance levels, we can then determine the score the student needs to achieve to perform at any particular performance level.
In all, 5 million students took PARC assessments in 2015. New Jersey was one of 12 states that administered the PARC. There are several important points that parents should know about the PARC score report. Questions on the PARC assessment ask students to explain their thinking and justify responses. These types of questions focus on critical skills that students will need to be successful in college and careers. Your child will receive a score between 650 and 850. These scores fall into 5 levels of achievement. These scores set a new baseline that will be used to measure growth in future years. The results of PARC cannot be compared to the NJ-ASK. NJ-ASK assessed minimal proficiency of grade level standards. PARC, however, indicates whether a student is on track to be prepared for college or careers by the end of high school. PARC is consistent with other measurements such as the SAT. District results are expected in early November. Individual student reports are expected in November or December. These will be mailed home at that time. As in the past, we expect our results to be more positive than those for the state. Let's take a look at an English Language Arts score report. The score report indicates the student's level of performance. Notice the 5 different levels, which range from did not yet meet expectations to exceeded expectations. Students who score at the levels of 4 and 5 demonstrated that they met or exceeded expectations on this assessment. On the score report, below the level of performance, you will find the average score for students at this grade level in our school. In addition, the score report provides you with the district average, the state average, and the national average. In the middle of the score report, you will find information about your child's reading and writing performance. In addition to the school, district, and state averages, you will also find the minimum score earned by students who met expectations in this area. At the bottom of the score report, you will find information about your child's performance on specific skills in language arts. The legend will help you interpret your child's level of performance. Let's look at how one child performed on the mathematics assessment. This 4th grade student earned a score of 732 out of a possible 850. The score indicates that the student is approaching grade level expectations in mathematics. As we look further, we can see that this student did almost as well as other students in the area of addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division, among other operational skills. We also see that this student did not do as well as other students in the area of solving real-world problems. However, this student did as well or better than students who met expectations in the area of justifying logical mathematical solutions. On the second page of the parent report, you will find an explanation of the 5 levels of performance and additional information about PARCC assessments. At East Brunswick Public Schools, along with classroom assessment data, the PARCC will give teachers additional information regarding students' progress. District leaders will work with teachers to use PARCC assessment results and determine whether or not the curriculum needs to be revised. Data teams consisting of principals, supervisors, specialists, and teachers regularly analyze assessment information in order to provide focused instruction. This year, there will be 1 testing session with fewer total testing days at each grade level. You will receive details when they have been finalized.
Thank you.
That's it? Okay.